to it. We went to a FFA, Future Farmers of America meeting that they have at this high school, high school meeting. Took the names and numbers of like probably 15, 20 kids, and then we started. We went to several of those kids' houses, not with cameras, but just to kind of see their families and kind of visit with them. And we ended up choosing those four.
Do you raise animals yourself?
I didn't. No, my interaction with this world was just kind of seeing it in high school from a distance, like in my own little world, watching these kids in their, FFA jackets and kind of going to the barn to do something, that I didn't know anything about, but I thought it was fascinating.
I didn't either. I had horses and cows and four-wheelers and all that stuff growing up, but I didn't participate in FFA or 4-H. But same with him, I always found it. I was like, where are those kids going? What are they doing? Why are there animals at the school?
Did you follow other kids that weren't in it? Were there like 5 more that didn't make the cut?
We had a few that we started filming with, and then we just had to commit to the 4, and that we just committed to those kids and just stayed with them no matter, what we didn't. At times we were like, this is going terrible. They're not calling us, and when we go over there, they have nothing to do. They're not doing anything. But it was a true year, of going. I lived in Houston. We both lived in Houston during the filming of this, so it was like I asked them to call me whenever that they had anything going on. If they were just going to go out to the barn, anything, and so they would call me, and we'd run over there and just spend the whole evening with them. So we took probably 300 hours of footage.
Great kids.
Yeah.
Let me say, I was one of those kids. I did not want to come here today because I thought, what? They possibly, what? I didn't want to get up early. You handled that in such an incredibly, because just like you said, why are the animals at school? There goes those kids in those jackets. You gave that a poignance and a dignity that I guarantee you those kids have never gotten from most people. And from the minute it came on, I was in 1987. I smelled it, I heard the sound, it was everything. I've been a professional writer since I was 17 and worked a lot in visual stuff, mostly print stuff. From the aspect of somebody that lived that, to the aspect of the storyteller, to the aspect of somebody that's worked in visual, you hit every single note. This is what I'm This is not the best thing I have seen here this year and in some years. That was brilliant. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you. How have the kids placed in recent years?
Actually, Tori, who didn't have her best year that year, she went on the next year and got another heifer, and I think did really well, like won a grand champion or something. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
If you notice, it says she won second place. Like there's a thing there at second place, and we're always worried that that's confusing. But it was only her, and that was really hard to tell the story of that because there were multiple shows. So it wasn't like they were building up for one big show. It was like a ton of shows. So we had to do it in kind of a montage. Yeah. And so she was only in the ring. One of them was with her and only another animal, and she didn't win that one. So it was she couldn't go to the auction to sell her animal. But this year she's doing incredible. And Tate, the little kid, he wins every time he goes anywhere. They just happened to do a pig this year where they were like, let's do it for the first time. And so that was his experience. Usually he wins every single time he steps in the ring. They're like pros.
Yes.
I don't have a question, I have a statement. My buddy here would have never seen this film until I saw the trailer, and I knew he had raised championship bulls. He had no idea about it, and I said, you gotta come see this thing. I had no idea myself. Thank you
I
so
really
much for
appreciate it.
sharing.
Thanks.
Hey, you probably don't expect this question, but you had me hook, line, and sinker from the opening song that, you know, the Carter family made famous. I'm thinking Tonight of My Blue Eyes. Did you choose that song, or was it a song that was played at the rodeo? It said Texas Ann. Is that something you chose, or?
I had an idea for a sound that I wanted to put in this kind of opening montage, and I went digging on the archive, like the internet, sort of, you know, you can find public domain. That song's public domain, and I just went digging through these archives and found that piece of music.
Yeah, that
and
was
liked
an
it,
incredible choice. That was
and we
good.
put it in. Yeah.
I was wondering if you could like surprise learn like from the kids or their families, like you weren't necessarily looking for when you started doing it.
The bull riding thing was something that kind of happened. When we visited Jonathan and went to his room, it was just, you know, full of bull riding stuff and the VHS tapes and then all their photo albums were bull riding, and it was like, okay, this is gonna be, if he, we didn't, and the whole bull riding school thing was just happening. It just happened he just happened to be old enough to do that this year, and so we just got lucky with that, and that was like really a great thing and surprise that happened. Because that we spent 2 days and night at that Sankey bull riding school, and there's so much incredible footage in that we didn't use. That's just, that could be a documentary by itself. But yeah, that was.
What's your next project?
Brad's about to start editing on a documentary about Suzanne Chani. She's a composer and synthesizer pioneer. She did the Coca-Cola pop and pour sound, and she's just like, it's hard to explain, but she has a wealth of archive footage, and so we're doing that right now. About to start editing. So I wish I could explain it better. Maybe you can.
She helped develop early modular synthesizers, and then she took them and made sounds for commercials with them. She's probably one of the first sound designers. She's kind of had this interesting career that's spanned many years. We just did a Kickstarter for the film. We're entering it in the phase we've done shooting. So.
And that plays off of the.
It doesn't really. I mean, it's almost more connected to our previous films in that it's a very nostalgic film, I think, because it's going to be full of commercials like from the 80s, because she did so many different commercials and things. But yeah, it's a departure from this, but this was kind of a departure from what we've done previously too. So.
Well, what's been the commercial response from people, the industry seeing your film?
This is the first time we played it.
Yeah, this is the first time we played it from the crowd. This is the first time we played it from the crowd.
Get ready for a lot of this.
Well, we spent a while kind of working on it and going back and looking at it. So we planned on submitting to so we're just kind of starting our festival run. We're going to play in Austin